On Deck, the Let's Get To interview.
So we are excited to jump into Let's Get To for our On Deck segment. These guys run the baseballmapper.com website. He is Cory Nissen and Patrick Newt. Gentlemen, this is our MLB opening day show. Happy opening day.
Oh, wow. It is a happy day. That's for sure.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So real quick before we figure this out, what allegiances do you guys have MLB wise?
So this is important to note. Like, here's what happens when you are in the Chicagoland area is that you are bound to find pairs in friendships that are opposed to each other. And I imagine it's that way in New York. I imagine it's that way in LA. But not many other places, kind of unique in that way. I am a diehard White Sox fan, which is, I don't know how you take that as an Astros fan, but I'm, our one moment of glory, right? Our one moment of glory of 2005 in my lifetime. Yeah. And he's a Cubs fan.
Yep, Cubs all the way. 2016 World Champion. Chicago.
Yeah, no, it's funny because my family, most of them in Chicago split. I mean, and my family split the same way. And it's really nuts that's how that works. But, what's funny is the 05 World Series, we were so excited to be there that it blinked and it was over. Well, as you know, it was.
Yeah. Well, that was a really impressive series in terms of how close every game was.
Yeah.
Like, I think they still have a record. It wasn't like every game a one-run game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and like 2 or 3 of them were extra innings, like as I recall.
Right.
It was nuts.
Yeah, the fact that they swept it is not so much like the White Sox were that much better. It's just at the end they came up. Scott Podsednik does otherworldly, things in the postseason, and Jeff Blum comes out of nowhere. And
Astros TV color guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thought, right? So yeah, I mean, I definitely I remember it that way. I remember feeling close, but, we were both in the same situation where, like, the Sox, the Astros, it was like, someone's got to win. I don't know. Hope it's fine.
And so, Cory, you finally got the Cubs.
That's right. Yeah.
How was that?
It was fantastic. I think my son was like 6 at the time. And, that game went real late, that final game. And he was a soldier. He took a nap during the rain delay, right? And then got back up, and we finished the game, and, tears and all that. It was really fantastic.
It's funny. My 2 biggest memories of the Astros 17 was my grandson was born October 1st of that month. And then it ended, and I just remember like bleary-eyed spending like $400 on Astros.com. If it had World Series championship on it, I was like, stuff arrived. I don't even remember. It was weird.
That's great.
Well, I'm a St. Louis Blues fan. So in 2019, when they won the Stanley Cup, I did exactly the same thing.
I am an adopted Blues fan.
You are?
I am. I put my hockey fanship up for auction last year.
Yeah.
The Blues won me over. I've got gear and everything.
Oh, that's wonderful. We'll take it. Hey, I don't mind.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. That was a big deal for us as well. So yes, I have like layers of St. Louis Blues shirts that I haven't worn yet. And like eventually, and I imagine that's what it's like because one of my close friends is also an Astros fan. He's who I met in the military. He's from Round Rock, so he's a big Astros fan, and he was I guess right by you, right? You're in Austin.
Absolutely, yeah.
So he's a Round Rock cop now, and I remember him going to whatever Astros game there was like 17 home runs in it. I think it was Game 5.
Game 5.
He was at that game. That was his crowning moment for sure. I remember him calling me so excited, like, we're going to do this. We're really going to do this. So
I do have to ask real quick, what branch?
I was in the Air Force.
Okay.
6 years.
I was 7 years Army, so I can say you were almost in the military. Isn't that cute?
Thank you very much. I'm going to let it ride. I'll let it ride. That's all right.
I kid.
Thank you both. Yeah. Military, and he has a joy of us being. We were just in Alabama, and we were at the USS Alabama. We were at the battleship park there, and I'll tell you what, it is fun to get that military discount with Cory. It is fun to be like, oh, a couple dollars? Thank you very much. I'll take it.
I sometimes hate it when someone's like, thank you for your service. I'm like, You're welcome for the freedom. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you say? What do you say?
I don't know how you answer that. Let's talk a little bit about the website. So I want to explain to people what it is. So you guys have created essentially an interactive map for how to find ballparks, and you do it at all levels, and just, I mean, more than a half dozen times. And I think I messaged you during a lot of it was, I had a couple teams that wanted us to come out. And so I would just essentially start drawing radiuses through your website to pick up a team here and a team there. So I wasn't just sort of flying for one group. What prompted this, again, genius level idea to put this together?
So every year, us and a few friends go on vacation. We pick a Major League Baseball city. We fly out there, and like you, we want to double it up with a minor league ballpark, right? And the process of finding that has been harder and harder. It's easy to find maybe the MLB affiliated teams. It's harder to find the collegiate summer teams, the independent teams. So you're looking at a bunch of different league websites. You're looking, and there's leagues you don't even know about. So it was really hard. So I'm like, gosh, why don't we just put it all in one place? And so it was a tool for us that ends up being really useful for a lot of fans. So.
What kind of feedback have you guys gotten? I'm assuming people are just like, thank you.
I will say, like, it's not always 100%, James. I would say it's more like, 95%. There's always a couple who are like, this is good, but you forgot this. And it's like, okay. I mean, we'll add it. That's no problem. Right. We're trying. This is a work in progress.
Can't please everybody.
There's 900 plus pins on there. What are you doing? Okay. All right. So yeah. But for the most part, yeah. I mean, that's whether it's on Reddit, whether it's on a YouTube comment, whether it's on Twitter, overwhelmingly it's been positive, which is awesome because it's supposed to be to help people like us who are going and are willing to drive an extra hour and a half to get another one, and that's kind of what we're like too.
Right. And so what we found though is that not only is it useful for us, it's useful for the teams. Because they got eyeballs on them that they didn't have before. So we're in the process of exploring that a little bit more. But so it's been a cool process. We're just over a year in now. So
it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So you guys really did blow this up. Now I know that we interact on Twitter a lot. That a lot of my passion really is in the minor leagues and collegiate summer leagues. Why do you think people should care? Like I feel like I have to. Like I feel like my explanation is, hey, it's a lot of fun. The baseball's good. It's not like you're watching the XFL. Like it's good baseball, and that's usually my pitch. Why do you think it's important? Why do people need like that level of explanation just to get into it?
For me, I'm a bigger fan of non-MLB for a variety of reasons. One of which is cost, right? So I can take the family for a reasonable price. Second is the experience. The between the innings sort of goofiness that goes on in minor leagues is perfect for the family and fun for us. And I just like to sometimes roll up to a game after work sometimes and sit in the lawn and relax. It's more about the atmosphere than it is about like filling out the lineup card and like really paying attention. But if I'm paying $100 to go to a Cubs game, I feel like I have to pay attention and get my money's worth.
Yeah.
But if I pay $10 to go to the Kenosha Kingfish, it's like admission to a cover charge at a bar. I'm there for the experience, get a few beers, enjoy myself, and it's just more of a relaxed atmosphere for me.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part. There are a couple of things. I love all the family stuff too. I've got 4 kids as well. So all of that really works out well. And they're not checking bags when I have full sack lunches in there for the kids. That's great.
Yeah.
Save as much money as possible. But, I'd be lying. I've always admired looking at your spread of hats and all the gear. I mean, For years, we go every year down to Alabama, and talking about how this got started. Every year we'd go down to Alabama to Gulf Shores for during summer vacation as a family, and I've always been looking for a place to stop along the way. So whether that's Memphis or Montgomery or wherever, and then also while we're down there, I would be going to Mobile, I would be going to Pensacola, and kind of pulling the family to go to these places. I love the gear. I mean, rocking a hat that nobody else around has is pretty cool. And
it's very cool, yeah.
Yeah, it is a conversation piece, and that's what I look at it. Is that minor league baseball, whether it's all of the alternate logos and everything else, it's become a conversation piece, and it's fun. It's like people get a kick out of it. So why not? Let's have more of that.
That's a great point. Like, I wear a Cubs hat around, and people tell me either A, that they're a Cubs fan, go Cubs, or B, they hate the Cubs, right? But if I wear a Bismarck Larks hat, they're like, hey, what's that? And it's a conversation where nobody hates the Bismarck Larks, right? So, it's just a more friendly experience, I'd say.
Brother, you should try wearing this gear last year.
I believe it, man. I know, like I said, my buddy, that's a tough life. I get it.
I'd have better off wearing a Punches Pilot jersey during Easter. That would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We went a couple of years ago. We were in Houston. That was where we went and met up with, a buddy came from Round Rock and met up with us. And, there were quite a few Astros hats that were bought and stuff. I mean, people, and it just so happened that things changed a little bit. We'll see. I'm interested to know what happens this year and how much people are willing to forgive and forget.
I don't think that there'll be a lot of forgiving or forgetting on the fan perspective, but I'm also not sure how much I care it matters. You know what I mean? Like, people, the world kind of sucks if they get to feel a little bit better by booing a guy that was in AAA during that period. Fine.
Right.
Whatever.
There's going to be a lot of collateral damage. But
I want to make sure we know. Jordan Alvarez, we can root for him, right? I mean, that's right. I mean, so I remember seeing actually your video that you put together, like the It's a Wonderful Life, the Astros version. I did see. So I know this is something like you kind of turned the corner. It's like, you know what? As you're letting things go, you're shedding that concern, right?
Yeah, and I just felt like, because I don't know, I just feel like in life. I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, Siri. Siri wanted to be part of our interview. I'm not sure, like, in life, nuance exists, and I don't think anything's ever truly black or white. I think if this had happened with the Astros and they had beaten the Twins and the Devil Rays, the Twins and the Diamondbacks, I don't know anybody would care. But it was the Yankees and the Dodgers, and we can all go around on that. So, but it's unhealthy to keep dwelling on it. I completely am self-aware enough to know that if I were a Dodger fan, I would be mad, regardless of what people, really smart sport writers, have said. I would be mad. And so they have the right to be mad. And as long as nobody tries to fight me, that's
yeah. Spend time in Minute Maid Ballpark and you should be okay. I think that should work out.
But speaking of ballparks, so you said you had 900 pins. How many of them do you know have each of y'all been to?
Oh man,
903.
No, I've been to 0 college games. So
Okay.
I think several hundred of those pins are college teams. So and probably only half of MLB stadiums have been to, and maybe another 15 or 20 minor independent leagues. So I'm very early in my journey of knocking them all off.
And James, this is a good question because it's actually something we talked about doing, as we're expanding on the website and expanding kind of what we do. You bring up a really good point. Like, this is, especially in our baseball community that we have through social media, like, the count is important, the number that people have, and the different types of ballparks you've seen, that kind of stuff does matter. And I was like, what we should do is really kind of put together a map that shows the places that we've been.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few we've been together, but there's ones that I've gone separately and he's gone during a work trip and stuff like that. So I think people would enjoy it, and I would actually like to get a count. Like, why not? We haven't done it. I think I've seen more, like a lot more maybe, but but maybe it's closer than I think. It'd be interesting. Look for that later on the website.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
That is something we've tossed around. It's the idea that, all right, you want to see yours, only yours on a map. You submit a spreadsheet of all the ones you've been to with dates and stuff. And, we put a little timeline together with all the pins and all that. And I think people would like that. The baseball fans, like the game itself, are into stats, their own personal stats. And
my hashtag quest for 50, and I've been doing the sort of in Photoshop, the map changes color. I visit a state. That would be, I don't know how hard the UI would be for that, but that would be amazing.
Yeah, it is cool. It is something that's unique about baseball. And I was talking to somebody today, it's unique compared to other sports. I understand people like to travel around, and, we were talking about hockey. I've been to a few hockey stadiums, I could put a list together for that. But people don't travel like they do for baseball. It seems very unique in that way. And it's something that us, the group of people who are using the map like us, this is the kind of thing that I think they would really, I guess, in the lack of better words, geek out on. For sure. This is a total geek
I think
out.
the only thing I've seen compared to this, at college football stadiums, people travel to see those.
Yeah. Right.
A football stadium at the pro level is a football stadium. It's okay. Here we are.
Yeah.
What about some travels as we come up this year? Where are you guys headed?
So we added that travel page to kind of share what some of the things we did. We just got back from Mobile. That started us off to see the 2 premier team games of the Savannah Bananas. We saw those.
Yeah.
We have a trip planned for Kansas City. That's going to reunite me with some of my military friends. That'll get us to the Negro Leagues Museum. And we'll probably stop in Iowa along the way.
Literally used our own map there the other week to figure out probably Burlington. Burlington, Iowa. So
and then in July, similar to Eric, and this it was a post that came out, was just kind of like inviting people to meet up in Montana.
Yeah.
And it sounded crazy at the time, but I'll be damned if it doesn't sound more and more appealing every day.
You guys are going too. I can't go.
Yeah, I think we're going. What are you doing? What are you doing in 4th of July weekend?
It's a whole thing about how my travel works out. And for me to get there from Austin, it's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a direct flight. So it's from Chicago.
Yeah.
To, so it makes it easy.
Yeah, no, I tried to put it together, but I'm going to let you guys know where I'll be for the rest of the baseball season. They are Patrick and Cory, baseballmapper.com. Where can they find you on Twitter?
At Baseball Mapper, Twitter,
on all the platforms,
Instagram, YouTube, Flickr. Right, we share photos, and that's a passion project for Cory.
So you're okay. Yeah, we'll get all those links up, and no TikTok for you guys yet, because y'all are funny. Y'all should
I keep teasing them about that.
Right. Yeah. I'm starting to figure out that TikTok isn't only about dances, but I don't know what else. We got to come up with something, I guess. That's what the people want. So.
The people, they want their TikTok. Hey guys, thanks so much for jumping on Let's Get To You. It's been great.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.